So I was just looking at all the stuff about the guy who got shot by the police in the back 7 times, unarmed, another unarmed black man being shot by police in the back in front of his kids. And I have a lot of friends that are right-wingers and Trump supporters and stuff, and they're adamant that the cop was justified, even though there were 5 policemen, that they could have restrained him, they could have tased him, that their argument is that they're completely justified, the police is completely justified of shooting a person in the back 7 times because that person did not comply. Just like that. I mean, I was just having an argument with somebody about it, and they're right-wingers and stuff, and they're adamant that that's the right. I would have shot him too. That's their argument. Because what if he had a gun? So he could have had a gun, but he didn't. He didn't threaten the police. He didn't tell the police, I'm going to shoot you. He was not armed. He just went back into his car. That's it. So using that analogy, using that horrendously idiotic argument that the person could be reaching for a weapon, we would have massive shootings of people every day in the United States by the police simply because they reached for the glove compartment, or they're having an argument with the police or something like that, and they reach for the glove compartment, or they reach for their pocket to pull out, just like Philando Castile did. He told the cop, hey, a cop asked him, do you have any weapons? Of course, yes, I have a concealed weapons permit. I'm going to show you. When he went to show him his permit, the cop emptied a clip and murdered Philando Castile in front of his girlfriend and the little 4-year-old girl. You know why? Because he's black. That's it. And I know right-wingers don't like to look at that. I can't believe you just said that. You know why? Because it shows how racist they are. They don't want to admit that they're racist. They don't want to admit that they're okay. And I mean, I've heard people saying, well, he didn't die. He didn't die. That's it. His spinal cord is severed by bullets in his back. His children are going to be traumatized for life because a police officer that, by the way, that the guy who got shot pays his taxes to pay for the police officer to protect him. That police officer just tried to kill their daddy right in front of them, simply for going back inside his car and not listening to police. The penalty for not complying with police giving you a command or orders is not getting shot in the back 7 times in front of your kids. It's not. I know that they think it's okay, right-wingers, Trump supporters and people on the right think it's okay. They think it's okay. That's their justification. Well, he should have just complied. Okay, let's just say that, let's just use your argument. So slavery hasn't ended, and if you don't listen to Massa has a right to shoot you. If you don't take the orders of Massa, who, by the way, the police historically, demonstrably, it's in the records, have been racist and be used as a force to oppress and murder black people or anybody who rose up against the white establishment. The entire police force has a history, documented history of abject, horrendous racism against the black and Latino community. Okay? So what you're saying is that you still believe that people should be shot by police for not taking orders from police and walking away or running away from police. The same people, especially if you're black, the same people who have historically been murdered and brutalized by police for 400 years, God for fucking bid, they run away from them. From the same people who have, been murdered by this same police force. Unarmed black people. Okay, so let's say if your argument is, oh, well, if he had complied, none of this had happened. Wait a minute. Didn't George Floyd get murdered by a group of 4 police officers, one standing on his neck by 9 minutes while he begged for his life? And he was restrained on the floor, handcuffed, begging for his life, while the other 4 cops did nothing to save him. He murdered him right then and there. Tamir Rice, 12 years old, in a little kiddie park, playing with a toy gun. 6 seconds after a cop gets there, he shoots him. Dead. 12-year-old for playing with a toy gun in a park. Well, he shouldn't have been playing with a toy. That's the argument they have. Same shit with, Trayvon Martin. Kid goes by some Skittles, gets chased by this racist fucking whitino. A Latino who acts like a racist white person. George Zimmerman. When the kid defends himself from a stranger who's chasing him and trying to harm him, the guy pulls out a gun and kills the kid. What does the right wing say? They call him Trey Thug. They don't call him Trayvon, they call him Trey Thug. It's never ending. There's never a good enough reason to charge a police officer for murdering a black person, an unarmed black person, according to the right-wingers. Never. It's always the black person's fault. Oh, they had a record. Oh, okay. So now you're okay with cops murdering people in the street because when they pull up their license plate, they have previous arrests. It's okay to shoot them if they run away for a traffic stop. The penalty, this is the same people that yell law and order. But yet, when it comes to black people being murdered, shot, unarmed black people murdered by police, well, they're okay with summary executions. They're okay. This is the same people. These are the pro-life people who support the death penalty, which gets applied, overwhelmingly to black and Latino people. Because cops target black and Latino people. We don't commit crimes at a higher rate than white people. We don't. So, it's just, and then I just think it's horrendous that the state, and then they say, they talk to you, you know what? I'm fucking tired of listening to all this fucking, shit about racism and stuff like that. I'm fucking tired about listening to, police shooting black people and all this shit. I'm just tired of it. We know you're tired of it. Imagine how tired the victims of police brutality and murder, the families of those victims, imagine how tired and destroyed they are. You're just tired because you don't want to hear about it. You would rather it go back to the 50s when they just lynched them and fucking buried them in unmarked graves. We know that. So the problem here is not that it's getting coverage. The problem here is that you're racist. And you need to get over that shit really fast. Oh, I'm tired of the riots. I'm tired of them too. Yeah. So I'll leave you with this. If we were going to act like the police, If people of color like me, I am Puerto Rican. I have black blood from Mandenka tribe, the famous Mandingo warriors. From Mali, Timbuktu, from the Bantu tribe of Western Africa. I have Native American blood from the tribe that inhabited the larger Antilles, the Bahamas, or Lucayans, as they were called before, and the state of Florida, which was called by my ancestors Bimini. Okay? All those people, and I have, of course, I have Spaniard. They're the ones, my ancestors were the ones who started the largest genocide in human history, the genocide of the Native American people, the Aboriginal people of the American continent. My Spaniard ancestors, and the largest land theft up to that point of the American continent. So, if those of us who are people of color were going to use the same narrative that you used to justify the killing of unarmed black people, and that reasoning is the one that you right-wingers use, is he could have had a gun, you know, he has a record, you know, even though he doesn't have a gun, and the record's in the past and he did his time. If we were going to use that, we would have to shoot the police every time they come anywhere near us or our family. Why? Because historically, the police have been a mass murdering, racist, oppressive force against our communities. And listen to this, I'm not calling for that. That is horrendous for us to think like that. But if we were going to use your logic, we would have to shoot it out with cops just in case the cop pulls those over every time they turn the lights on. You have to understand that these cops that are trigger happy and making this fucked up racist decisions every fucking day are putting the lives of their own fellow police officers on the line, because the more you keep shooting at us, the more you keep murdering us, the more you keep brutalizing us, the more apprehensive, the more scared, the more violent you're going to turn the people of color community towards you. You know, there's no two ways about it. I mean, how long is it that people are supposed to take this shit? You know, you're supposed to go, and you don't understand if you've never been pulled over while having brown skin, you don't understand. Because you get pulled over differently. We get pulled over with cops on their fucking, with hands on their fucking guns, ready to fuck us all up. We have to be really, really fucking careful. So, you know, you don't know what our experience has been like, what the experience of our ancestors has been like. And if you think everything I just said is bullshit, then guess what? You're racist. That's the end of that. You know? Check yourself. We're tired of this shit. Indict all these cops. Indict them all. Put them in prison.